So we have got a trade, the first trade of the 2021 MLB trade deadline, I guess you could say. The Miami Marlins have traded Adam Cimber and Corey Dickerson to the Toronto Blue Jays in exchange for Joe Panik and a minor leaguer by the name of Andrew McCannaville. I don't know exactly how to pronounce his name, but that's the trade. So that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. And we've got some rumors on the White Sox possibly making a pretty big trade as well, and trading for Eduardo Escobar from the Arizona Diamondbacks. So that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. But before I get into this video, 88% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and get your life together and hit that subscribe button, notifications, and leave a like. And let's go ahead and get into this video. So, like I said, that is the trade right there. The Blue Jays are getting Adam Cimber, who I don't think a lot of people are talking enough about Adam Cimber this year. Adam Cimber has had a really good season this year. He's 1-2 with a 2.88 ERA in 33 games. He's very reliable to pitch a lot. He's going to pitch a lot when he comes out of that bullpen, not for a ton of time, but he's a submarine pitcher and has been really good in the past as well. And it's not really, really good, but he's like a solid arm in the bullpen. Like, he's an arm that if you're a team that's really competing, that you would want in that bullpen with Adam Cimber. And now the work's not done here for the Blue Jays. They didn't really have to give up much to get a hold of him, but still, the work is far from done here. You have still got to get better relief pitching, and probably some starting pitching too. So this is not it. Don't think that this one move here is going to be the only move that the Blue Jays make at the deadline, because I don't think that's going to be anywhere near true. There's definitely going to be some other moves that they make at the trade deadline. Their GM has already said that they want some pitching, and this is pitching. And they get a position player as well. But you've also got to get more than this. Like, they're still probably targeting like a Richard Rodriguez from the Pirates and some other players, like maybe even an Ian Kennedy from the Rangers, and probably some other players from Sellers, maybe even Daniel Bard from the Rockies. There's a lot of different relief pitchers that could be on the market. And so for the bullpen here, you've got Jordan Romano, who I think is solid. Tyler Chatwood's been good this year as well. And then besides that, it's very shaky. Anthony Kay, I think, could be a good long man. But besides that, it's like, just, they need some relief pitching, definitely. And the thing is, with Corey Dickerson as well, I don't know how this trade is going to go through with him being on the injured list. Right now, he's on the 10-day injured list right now with an injury, obviously. But in 2021, in the time that he has played, he's got a .260 batting average, 2 home runs, and 14 RBIs. He's a player that I just see as a simple role player for this team. Like, he's not going to be great, but he has been good in the past. Like, it's not like he's a bad player. Like, if you're talking about a player that you would like to be as a player that's going to be backup, you've already got your outfield pretty much set with Teoscar Hernandez, Randall Grichuk. You've now got Corey Dickerson, and you've got George Springer. Like, you've got a lot of outfielders there on your team. And Corey Dickerson, who better to have coming off the bench? I mean, who better? Lourdes Gurriel as well is in that outfield. They've got an absolute stacked outfield. But they mainly do this trade, not to mention that Corey Dickerson, like I said, is going to be a good bat. And you get Adam Cimber. Adam Cimber is going to be a good relief pitcher. He's one of the couple more relief pitchers that they need. I don't know who those relief pitchers are going to be. I said Ian Kennedy, Daniel Bard, Richard Rodriguez could all be some good options for this team. What the Marlins got in return is very interesting as well. In exchange, they got Joe Panik, who obviously is ready right now, who's been good in the past. Joe Panik, there's not a lot of intention here with getting Joe Panik on this team. Like, there's very little intention. I don't think he's going to play a lot. I wouldn't see him playing a lot, even though Joe Panik is good defensively. Like, I could see him being dealt again before the trade deadline. Here, your lineup's mostly set. Now, Miguel Rojas could be traded as well. Adam Duvall's a player that I look at, and I'm like, he could definitely be dealt because they have J.J. Bleday coming up in their farm system. And also with the Blue Jays, you've got to look at their farm system. They have one of the top farm systems in baseball. with all the good prospects that they have. And if they want to go out there and possibly get an elite player, and if they want to try to get Craig Kimbrell from the Cubs, if they want to, and make a big splash at the deadline, they absolutely could because of their stacked farm system. But for the Marlins, J.J. Bleday is only in Double-A right now with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. And we all know about the pitching for the future. You've still got Max Meyer, Sixto Sanchez, Eduardo Cabrera in their farm system as well, not to mention with the good pitching that they already have. I mean, the good pitching that I talk about is Sandy Alcantara, Trevor Rogers, Pablo Lopez. That's the top three of your rotation. And Zach Thompson's been good this year as well. Not to mention that you could add a Sixto Sanchez, add a Max Meyer to that rotation in possibly a year or two. Max Meyer has bullpen stuff too if you want to. Another guy from the Marlins is Yimi Garcia, Dylan Floro, John Curtis. Those all could be on the moves. Like, they might be the Royals of some past deadlines with them selling off their relief pitching at the deadline. I could definitely see it happening with them selling off a lot of this relief pitching. And, yeah. But, yeah, I could definitely see a lot of Marlins players being traded. And that's not because the Marlins are bad. Like, they are nowhere out of the NL East. But they're looking towards the future. And as good as they were last year and as much of a surprise as they were last year, they still know realistically that they are still a year or two away. When Max Meyer, J.J. Bleday, Sixto Sanchez, their top three prospects are going to be up. And their rotation's already elite. Like, you've got Trevor Rogers, Sandy Alcantara, Pablo Lopez. Like, those are elite pitchers. Like, all three of those might be a number one in said rotation, whichever rotation you want to put them in. So, yeah, I think that it's definitely a trade that makes a lot of sense both ways. Because for the Marlins, you get younger. You let some of those top prospects get up possibly quicker. And Jesus Sanchez gets more time. And not to mention, for the Blue Jays, you get exactly what you want here. You get the relief pitcher and you get some depth. You got to love it. Now, some more rumors we've got to talk about here. So, the White Sox and Diamondbacks are making progress in Eduardo Escobar talks. There's been a couple rumors coming out saying basically Eduardo Escobar is about to be traded to the White Sox. It's just a matter of they're just kind of getting the prospects ready, and he's most likely going to be dealt to the Chicago White Sox unless another team comes in and really makes the deal. So the Diamondbacks here, they're on the verge of starting a sell-off that will begin with an Eduardo Escobar trade, from what sources are saying here. So for the Arizona Diamondbacks, they've got a lot of possible trade pieces here. And I think that this may be a fire sale that a lot of people weren't expecting coming into the season. But I think if they're going to sell off Eduardo Escobar, who's been one of their best hitters, they're planning to sell off a lot. Ketel Marte has been placed on the IL. I think some teams are very worried about Ketel Marte, that were looking to target Ketel Marte are very concerned. And that's just because of all the injury concerns with him. And the Diamondbacks are far out of first place. They're 21-50 or 22-58. 29 games back. They're not making the playoffs this year. They have no intentions of making it. They want to play the younger players, is what it seems like here. And Eduardo Escobar, he's gone. You can go ahead and pretty much say that he's gone. And a player like Stephen Vogt, if somebody values him, he could be gone as well. Same thing with like Josh Reddick, they could be gone as well. And Asdrubal Cabrera could be gone too. They want to play the younger players, and it makes a lot of sense. Now, for the starting pitching, that's what is a little weird to me, because Zach Gallen, I think, is staying around. I don't see Zach Gallen being moved. Morel Kelly, though, I could see being moved. I could see Morel Kelly going back to the team that drafted him with the Tampa Bay Rays, and they could maybe get a decent package back. Nobody wants anybody in this bullpen right now, maybe Joakim Soria, and you're probably a little crazy if you want him. There's absolutely no way you can trade off Madison Bumgarner right now, which is horrible. That contract's going to be on their books for another, 3 years? 2 after this season. And that's not going to look good for their future. So their farm system is pretty good. You've got players like Bryce Jarvis, who you drafted back in 2020. Corbin Carroll, Kristen Robinson, Geraldo Perdomo, Alex Thomas, Blake Watson. And in my mock draft, they have the number 6 overall pick. I have them selecting Kumar Rocker out of Vanderbilt here. So for the White Sox, though, you're not going to have to give up a ton to get him, in my opinion. Yes, he's been elite this year, with the numbers that he's putting up this year. But I don't think that you're going to have to give up a ton to get him. I mean, you're not going to have to give up any. I doubt a top 10 prospect, honestly. I don't think that you do. I think that they're looking for a guy maybe like a Jimmy Lambert, who's in AAA with the Charlotte Knights right now. He's a righty. He could be up as soon as 2021. He's their number 15 prospect. They could look at him and definitely be interested in possibly getting him. Another player like Caleb Freeman, who's the number 19 prospect. He's in single A advanced Winston-Salem right now. He's going to be up in 2022. But they're not giving up a Jared Kelly. They're not giving up a Matthew Thompson. They're not giving up a Jonathan Steeper. They're not giving up a Yoki Cespedes, who has just played some of his first professional games in minor league baseball. That's not happening. I think that this deal will get done. It's just a matter of when. I may be making a video on it as soon as today. But yeah, he's going to be the Nick Madrigal replacement who they lost, and he's got 1 year on his contract after this year, so he's not going to be there too long term, it doesn't seem like, especially when Nick Madrigal's back from his injury. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and share notifications, because like I said, 88% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like. Thank you for watching, and peace.